Hello, my lovely viewers, and welcome to The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past Part 11. I know I left you guys on a cliffhanger last time, back on December 22nd. I said that I would be figuring out how to get into the next dungeon, and I'd be coming back very soon. That did not happen. I wound up getting very distracted by both the holidays and just general. If you hadn't noticed, a lot of my stuff on my channel, Dual Wield Gaming, is cooperative stuff with my friend Red now, so haven't been doing a lot of solo stuff. I gotta get back into the habit because recording with him is a lot more fun than recording by myself in general. I mean, I like playing my solo games, but just man. So it's been hard to go back to the way things were back when this was a solo endeavor. But I've finally figured out how to get into the next dungeon, so we're going to venture into the Thieves' Hideout. I don't know if that's what it's called in this game, but that's what it's called in the sequel, so I'm just going to call it that, since the game never states its dungeon titles outright, as far as I know. So we're finally back after a month-long wait. Actually, a little bit more than a month, like a month and a week. Thank you guys for being patient. There's also going to be a Yoshi's Island going up with this video today. And if you haven't noticed, I hope you can notice, I have a new microphone now. It was given to me as a Christmas present by my friend and my recording partner, Red the Tiny Viking. It is a Turtle Beach headset, and the only problem I have with it so far is that the microphone is so good that my giant booming voice, it peaks it out unless I make adjustments to it. So I just spent the last half hour or so making those adjustments, making sure this didn't sound like shit, no matter whether there was loud stuff going on the screen or if I was laughing. So I hope this turns out well. It should, theoretically, if the audio tests are anything to go by, which, if history has taught me anything, they are not anything to go by. So I hope this sounds better. It sounds better to me. I went back and I compared it. At first, it was a little hard to tell the difference because I hadn't watched any of my solo stuff in a while. I had only watched my co-op stuff that's done with actual professional recording equipment, a condenser microphone and a shotgun microphone, respectively. Hadn't listened to this stuff in a while, so it was hard to tell the difference, but man, I figured out that it was only hard to tell the difference because this sounds just about as good as that professional stuff does. I am digging the shit out of this microphone, so if you're watching this video, Red, thank you for the Christmas present. I'm finally putting it to good use, and I think you'll agree that it's a vast improvement over my Afterglow headset. I still love that thing, though, because the Afterglow is wireless, and that means I can walk around the house listening to podcasts and listening to music while I do dishes, while I'm being a real adult, instead of playing video games on the internet for people to watch. Man, I'm down with the self-deprecating humor today, I guess. I was even making fun of myself during the audio tests. But anyway, so this and Yoshi's Island are going to return in a big way. If you follow me on Twitter, or if you follow the Dual Wield Gaming account on Twitter as well, you would see that I've announced that Mondays from now on are going to be Whitey Solo Mondays. Whitey Mondays for short. So there's going to be a dedicated day each week for my solo stuff, meaning that Dual Wield Gaming now uploads 5 times a week, and I need to get to that chest, so I need to go back around. So we previously uploaded on Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 4 days a week, and now we're going to upload Mondays as well, and those are going to be purely for my solo stuff. So that's exciting. If you came to this channel because you're a fan of me, for some reason, then you should be pleased to know that the solo stuff is going to have a more permanent home on Dual Wield Gaming. And hell, maybe I'll even be able to convince Red to pick back up one of his solo gameplays or start a new one. Who knows? Like I said earlier in the video, we have so much fun recording together that it's hard to get the motivation to record solo anymore. Because it's like, I mean, what's the point? I'm not even that big into multiplayer gaming necessarily, but playing video games with another person next to another person and having someone to talk to and bounce jokes off of, it's refreshing. If you're a solo LPer who's never tried cooperative stuff, or if you're just a person who's never tried LPs in general, I would highly advise trying it. It's a lot of fun. Oh god, I'm gonna be a pink bunny. A giant pink bunny again. Forced to live in shame amongst the... Oh, I'm back to normal. Oh, thank god. Now I won't be forced to live in shame. You get the big key really early in this dungeon. Oh fuck, it's a red skeleton. It's Red Skellington. What was that guy's name? Red Skelton. Some old comedian. Black and white movies, I think. Red Skelton. I'm sure all of you find that thrilling, because I don't even know what I'm talking about, so I doubt most of you do. Oh yeah. Oh, it feels good to be playing A Link to the Past again. I mentioned this in a few of the other Link to the Past episodes, but I'd recently beat the sequel, well, about a month and a half ago by now, because it's been so long since I've recorded this. But I recently beat A Link Between Worlds, the sequel to this, and I've been hankering for another Zelda ever since, because that game was so good. Oh, these stupid blobby things. I wonder what those are called. When I was little, that's what I always imagined the germs looked like. You know, these big blobby... You know, that's kind of what they look like in textbooks and stuff, like when they're zoomed in on. But they're just these big blobby things that have a core to them. Although, unfortunately, you can't beat the common cold by slashing it with a sword, I guess. Not yet. Not until science invents their medical sword. Oh, yeah. You think you can trap me? Well, I'm too smart for you. Booyah. Eat that shit, slime. This game has so many weird little enemies that you don't see in any of the other Zelda games, and some of them returned in A Link Between Worlds to give it kind of that retro feel, but a lot of them also didn't. They just, I don't think these... Actually, I think these little skull snakes did, but that little lizard and the one-eyed bat, I don't think those have been seen since. They're missing in action. Which is a shame, because, as you know, my favorite enemy in any video game is the little green lizard in the Thieves' Dungeon in Zelda. Because who doesn't love that? God. What the fuck are they? I mean, obviously they're little green lizards, but... What the fuck? Okay. Well, my controller is just assed out, so just a moment I'm going to edit these two videos together so that you don't have to suffer through re-recording of this. Just a second. Oh, technology, my dearest friend and my greatest nemesis. Welcome back, guys. Sorry about the quick edit there, but technology is poised to eternally screw me over today. First, I had trouble with my microphone, my new microphone, getting that set up. Not any fault of its, because this is a great fucking microphone like I've been blathering about, but just a general problem with the setup, not with the microphone itself, and I have a fairy here, so I don't even care that I'm dead. I can be dead all I want, there's nothing anyone can do about it. But anyway, first I had problems with the microphone, then I had problems with the recording software, and now I'm having problems with my controller, so... The universe, in its mystic ways, is determined to keep me from having a good time recording today. But I will press on. I promised you guys Whitey Mondays for at least the next 3 weeks, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to make it a permanent thing after that. Spoiler alert. So, I can't have these little issues getting in my way. I gotta get something fixed up. I'm considering... Since I'm going to be getting a PS4 soon anyway, to play Metal Gear Solid 5 when it comes out in March, considering just getting a DualShock 4 and using that for my continued PC gaming efforts. But I don't know. I've never done that before. I'm not sure how well it would work. I would need a Bluetooth adapter, which I don't currently have. Not that they're expensive or anything, but... Just another piece of equipment to go wrong on me. Because my 360 controllers that I normally use for this stuff, they have a little bit of a problem where the battery case, if you've ever used a 360 controller, which I assume most of you have, the batteries are contained in a little sleeve on the end of it, or on the back of it, which is really inconvenient. because that can just slip off and then the controller can die. And the emulator I use, if the controller dies, then it can't be re-registered into the system, or whatever you want to call it. It can't be reused without rebooting the emulator for some reason. So every time my controller dies, I have to do the hard thing and restart the recording, and I wasn't willing to lose 7 minutes of recording last time, so you're getting a mega cut episode brought to you by YouTube's convenient sort of editing system that it has. I'm glad I killed that guy, because I was about to give up and leave the room. Man, I think I may have commented on this last time, but I just don't remember enemies in this game doing this much fucking damage. Oh goody, what's this? A death trap, basically. It's one thing you don't really see in Zelda games anymore. Rooms that are designed for no purpose other than to just kill you. It's like, oh, you walked into this room? Have fun dying. You're not going to be needing that life that you have anymore. Speaking of which, oh shit. Okay, well thankfully I don't have to clear that out again. These jellyfish though, they're not my favorite guys. And I got, if I hadn't gotten that heart right before I fell, I would be dead again. I have a feeling that I'm going to be, nah, that's probably not the best idea to dash across that. I have a feeling that I'm probably going to be trying this dungeon again, unless I come across a fairy or a stockpile of hearts somewhere. Because, man, I'm just having a bad time with these enemies. They're murdering me. Which, to be fair, they're only doing their jobs. That is the purpose of an enemy in a video game, generally, is to murder you. You ever notice, actually I'm sure you have, because it's a really dumb observation, you ever notice that there's more murder in video games than there is in most things? Thanks. These these original comedy insights are brought to you by the magic of Totino's Pizza Rolls. Sponsored by Totino's Pizza Rolls. Fuck you, bitch. I just want my key. No, I'm just kidding. You can come with me. But this maiden, she holds a dark secret. Notice how she's not encased in a crystal? Well, there's gonna be a fucking twist at the end of this. And, I'm not enough of a hack to make a fucking Shyamalan joke right here. I had to think about how to pronounce that for a minute. I was like, shishai, shishu, shaya. I just, My last name used to be something huge and convoluted, too, and foreign sounding. So before I changed it, I felt M. Night Shyamalan's pain. I always had to spell it for people and pronounce it multiple times before they would get it. One thing, I can go and find the boss of this dungeon right now, but I don't have the dungeon item that I need. So I need to find that first, preferably, before I move any further. Like I'm not mistaken, right? There is a dungeon item. I even know what it is, but where? Ah, fuck. My stockpile of fairies is quickly going away. I only have one more left. In this game, they only restore 1 heart apiece. Or not 1 heart apiece. They only restore 7 hearts apiece. Whereas in the newer games, they bring you back to full health when you're dead. So that's a bit of a letdown. This was back when games were a little bit more hardcore than they are today. So I tell you guys what, I'm gonna go and fight the boss since I can do that right now, and then if I succeed, we'll go ahead and we'll get the dungeon item. But if I die, then we'll cut off this video and do it in the next part. So let's see how things go. Alright? So this maiden is really the boss! She's Blind the Thief, who's sensitive to light. which you would know if I was a good enough Let's Player to go and show you the hint to that beforehand. Am I missing something? No, just has to be hit in the head. Another thing in modern Zelda games is the hitboxes are a bit larger on enemies, so you don't have to hit them in just one little tiny place, and I'm not used to that. I am spoiled by the new stuff. And this would really be helpful if I had a shield that could block lasers. Actually, I think only those lasers. I think they can only be blocked by the mirror shield, which isn't until much later in the game. It's one of the final dungeon items, I think. Turtle Rock, I believe. I'm sure you find that all fascinating if you've never played this game before. God. And I'm gonna die. So I'll tell you guys what. We'll go back to the start of this dungeon, since it's going to force us to anyway. And in the next part, we will find the dungeon item, and we will take on Blind the Thief, and actually succeed this time. So, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for joining me for part 11 of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo. I'm Preposterous Whitey, signing off. See you later, guys.